presentation. My name is Sudan, and I come from Hong Kong University of Science and Technology. And my presentation title is Personalized Music Emotion Classification via Active Learning. And this work is conducted under supervision of Professor Pascal Feng. Music emotion recognition is intrinsically very subjective. This figure is extracted from Yang et al.'s work, and each sub-figure here is emotion annotation labels for one music piece on the main plane, and each blue circle here is an individual's annotation results. From here, we can see that it varies a lot, and means subjectivity is really an important issue. And a lot of work has been conducted to address subjectivity. Here are three representative ones. And Chovidis et al., they address subjectivity by formulating their task into multi-label classification problems. And Yang et al., they built a fuzzy classifier which assigns soft labels to each music piece with a soft value for each emotion category indicating the strength of that emotion. And recently, Smith et al. They modeled the human labels using a stochastic distribution process instead of a single label. However, one common limitation among these three kind of work is because they discarded the individuality of carol listeners, which is the fundamental cause of subjectivity at the ground truth collecting stage, meaning they just do a simple combination of the annotators' results, either using majority voting or average. Anyway, they not consider the difference between the individuals. Yang et al. In 2007, they for the first time they quantitatively evaluate the effect of individuality in MER, and they demonstrated the effect of personalization. And later they proposed two regression models to build a personalized MER system. However, there are still some limitations, which is their models require lots of user participation. Their models did not consider the great amount of user participation. So we propose our methods. We propose to build a personalized music emotion classification system via active learning to address subjectivity. Before we introduced our methodology, we conducted a preliminary subjective test to measure the tenability of applying active learning on personalized system by measuring the interlabeler agreement between the different annotators. 6 participants were held, 3 Chinese and 3 non-Chinese, and they were asked to listen to 30 seconds of music clips indicating the corresponding emotion labels. And we use the kappa statistical value as a measurement. It's an interpretation of kappa value. The larger the value is, the more agreement has been reached between the different annotators. This is the kappa values on the Chinese data set between the 3 Chinese annotators and between the 3 Western annotators. From these two tables, we can see that little agreement has been reached. Moderate, no, slightly foul. Very little agreement has been reached on the data set between different annotators. And this is the results on the Western data set between the 3 Chinese annotators and the 3 Western annotators. Still, we can see that very limited agreement has been reached. And we later conducted an experiment by asking the 3 Chinese annotators to do the annotation task again. After a week, we asked them to do the same task and evaluate the self-to-self interlabeler agreement between those labelers. And we can see that now the kappa value is relatively very high. So from this, we can conclude that, with the very low interlabeler agreement between different annotators and the relatively high self-to-self interlabeler agreement between the same annotators, it means building a personalized system is feasible, and active learning can also be is also feasible. This is the framework for active learning. Basically, an active learner will selectively choose some instances to be labeled by a human label, so that the instance required will be reduced largely. And this is the iteration. At each iteration, active learner will selectively choose some instances to be selected and then to be labeled, and the labeled instances will be added to the labeled data set, and then the classifier will be updated by using the labeled data set, and this procedure will be repeated for several times, repeated until there is no instances left at the unlabeled data set, or certain criteria has been reached. That has already been the same or even better than by adding all the training data to be labeled. And for the failure of the curve on sad emotion, we will discuss it later. And here we show 7 participants' active learning curves on happy emotion. It's just to give you an idea what it's like. And the blue one is still active learning with informativeness, and the red one is active learning with random selection criteria. We propose active learning to reduce the user participation in a personalized system, and we also show that the emotion labels should be annotated consistently by each user to make active learning work successfully.